Also curious if we actually get an on-hit Varus, because you're playing into Ornn. It's a really tanky team for top esports, and one that, frankly, on-hit Varus could somewhat interact with. So I'm curious if the Braum actually indexes Viper to go on-hit.
6-9's tower, and that's going to reward him a decent little chunk of a gold lead.
Dragon's been started, but Shun's going to be here. They know it's been pulled out.
Half HP. Shun looking to approach. Throws out the Comet Spear.
It's
that was fully charged,
BLG.
but doesn't find a target. Yeah. They will smite it down, and BLG thinks better of participating in this skirmish. Doesn't have enough damage to kill off Knight, but does create a favorable trade for himself while he's still got members in the bottom river.
He's just doing that on timers. He's going to have it up for Grubs. Nio, though, does ding 6. Going to get Shun.
Yeah, but already Shockwave coming through onto Cream. Cream going to be taken very low. A flash in from Shun, but doesn't end up connecting the Comet Spear yet again. A flash in from Nio, but he's going to fall on down. Cream very low on HP as well. Fungyue can't even finish off the crash down in time. Cream doing his best, trying to pump out damage with the kunai, but he's going to fall down. And Viper able to clean up the rest on Yachi. 4 for 1 BLG. Be rocking it a little bit more once he is able to get on towards that rod of ages, but he's most of the way there.
Where's our cream of the crop gauge at? Right, is it still out of 3? Yeah, it's still out of 3. Okay, it's not looking great at the moment. As cream of the crop's not going well for him in the mid lane. It's not going well for top esports in the bottom lane either. As some of the LDL power here, Gordo, not paying off. That's an easy kill for BLG. Even that dragon that top esports was able to get, I feel like BLG were kind of posturing. Just because it would have denied CS away? Okay. Well, that's a freebie. Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, the Call of the Forge God can't clear out the wave in time. And in comes Grand Starfall to clean up another one of the solo lanes of BLG. Starting to run away with it. And these are the veteran players from top esports we were saying we needed to step up. Game number 1, not going their way.
Pantheon timer to take away that flash. And that ult trade that Cream had was just not it.
Yeah, they're just going to take this fight onto Fungyue, and he's going to fall down right off the bat. Public Execution connects on the backside, but the rest of the damage of BLG, it's just too much to handle. No chance of executing a carry for Cream, as he'll be curdled. 3 kills over to BLG as they claim themselves the map.
Like, you know what? This is Ultra Prime. We don't feel like this is going to be that close. Yeah, this is more not... As he is opening up almost full 2-level lead over Cream. Cream just picked up that wave, but it's pretty much a level and a half in Knight's favor. And no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, Knight's at over 10 CS per minute, of course, and is not showing any signs of slowing down. As you said there, he is just bullying the Assassin in the one-on-one and roll. It's on them to make a major mistake and let top esports back into this game. And so far, not looking like that's going to present itself, although Bin trying to get a little aggressive, has to flash away from the public execution. But that's both like ultimates on cooldown, and here comes the cavalry. Shun ulties in off the Grand Starfall, and they will be able to take down top lane turret.
I mean, Knight TP'd up here, and they can continue the push as Knight. As first one to learn, Jachi no flash.
Yeah, he's... Definitely don't get hit by the shockwave, and it looks like that's a lesson he's already taken to heart. But now without access to that summoner, going to just be all the more vulnerable for follow-up fights. This next dragon, in the eyes of BLG, top esports, having already gotten themselves 2. You know, this would be something to play for. They're going to try to jump on a Bin. He doesn't have access to the Dominus, but he does have access to a very powerful Knight coming to help him out on the flank. But still, it's basically a 4 versus 2. Bin falling lower and lower. They will finally be able to get Nio on top of him, but now here's an assassination attempt on towards the assassin herself. Cream falls below half HP, but will be able to hide out in the fog and get themselves out to safety.
That's
can't
actually
be just
Freak's
his fault.
Yeah, Freak gave him 6, therefore Freak baited him in.
I'm with that. Yeah, that checks out
and Marksman's
to me.
buffed. I mean, Freak's a Marksman main, guys. Marksman got buffed this patch. Like,
point is that it's not new, not that it's not deserved or needs to be more powerful, I think.
Yeah.
But,
you know.
I mean, inner turret, by the way, still worth a boatload of gold, about to fall down to BLG. They get themselves another 1,000 in the bank or so.
Inner turret does fall. 369 TPing to his own inner turret as BLG has knocked down this inner and is rotating to at least pressure the last one as Bin gets a plate for himself. Gonna maybe be going on Cream here as he's the same level as the enemy mid.
stepping on up. Turret falling lower and lower, getting these bags of gold attached to each of the plates. Shun coming in on the side, finds a stun onto Cream. Cream down below half. Chains of Corruption goes wide. We're just chucking ultimates wherever on the BLG side this game. And yeah, starting off onto it, looks like they should be able to grab this one uncontested. Would be inadvisable for Top Esports to show up to this. And then, and only then, maybe we'll get to see an attempt at this early Baron. 10k gold lead. Doesn't get much better than this for BLG. Fengyue trying to take the engage onto the opposing support, but On going to be able to absorb that without too much pressure. Now Shun showing on up with the stun. Will get the first kill of the fight. Cream exhausted. Flash forward from Shun, holding down the Akali. Follow-up stun from Bin. Cream going to be able to sneak his way away in time. Knight flashes forward. Can't find a shockwave target, but 369 left out
June's
to dry. Shun was able to hunt down Cream. Finally, he'll drop down to Yachi's damage, but Nayo up next on the menu, trying to fall back to the tower, but Knight will hunt him down, and Knight will claim another kill. 4 fall for Top Esports, and soon so will their base.
Who needs Baron endgame if you're BLG? Just, you know, drop all your ports, drop all your alts, and be just okay. As BLG, you know what? I think on one hand, this is the BLG that we're used to seeing. It's good to see them in the new year to really cover for that. I think it's more so on the two teammates that were playing with Kanavi for the past 2 years that needs to bring some of what Kanavi brought to that team and do so for Top Esports. It's just clear that that's missing from Top. The direction is missing. I know that this game got out of control early on, but oh, hold on.
Breaking out now. Shun still at pretty high HP thanks to the invulnerability. And here comes Bin on the flank. One falls down, and Cream trying to find an execution target, but nobody getting even remotely low enough for that to be a possibility. BLG clean up 3 once again. Do not lose a single body. And now it's time for the Baron, but it's after 25 minutes, Cubby. It very well may have forgotten about the respawn timer.
Well, Knight didn't forget about the enemy jungler, as Nayo is going to fall to that Orianna. And, I mean, kind of returning to what I was saying before. Like, again, guys, Top Esports, this is a team that ran through Kanavi.
As for those dragons, and they have been well and truly prevented from doing just that. Nayo can't find any angles to get into these fights, and now I just don't think they do enough damage, right? Even if they find the perfect engage, it's going to take somebody to half HP, and then they're going to be wiped before they can say much about it. Bin finds the stun onto Nayo. He tries to dangle out the public execution, but nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Knight will take him down for his 5th kill of the game as the inhibitors start to fall, and here comes Grand Starfall. Shun isolates Cream, forces him back into the fountain. Fengyue going to fall down tonight for an unofficial double kill in the extended trade. Jiachi throws down the curtains, but will not be able to make anybody drop away. It's going to be a clean fight from BLG, a fountain dive from Bin, looking for the clean ace, and BLG will find it as they close out game number 1.
So I was kind of expecting a different bot lane, just given that. With that said, having the Sivir move speed to play into a pretty short-range melee front line is quite good. Kanavi falling 0-2 to the Noodles, which is not exactly what we want as HL either. So bad day for Top Esports and Top Esports alum alike, as that is a tower shot.
Bin trying to get away, gets interrupted by the pillar, and now he is in way too deep. Top Esports with a chance to pick up first blood, and they give it to 369. A sign of hope in the top lane, and maybe even some more as Knight under pressure in mid. Fengyue making his way up there, ticks over to level 3, has the full kit available, and that's more than enough to beat on this squishy Ziggs. Interrupted as he gets thrown back by the satchel charge. Now Shun going to try to put that shoe on the other foot. Flash away by Fengyue, and he will stay alive.
Bin took I'd say a riskier play to get out, and Nayo able to punish with 369.
And now back to the scene of the crime, but look at that stack up. Pillar plus charge from Fengyue.
Nothing else to do on this side of the map, and Fengyue was spotted. Whoa, he actually canceled his recall, and he's going to wait. They might go after 369, who is down flash ult.
Yeah, does not respect the potential for Shun to still be here, and he will drop down. Bin equalizes the kill score in the top lane.
Was nice for 369, did help him get out of the first look. And did buy him a dragon, so I do want to give Nayo some props. I feel like he responded well to that play.
And in this Mordekaiser lane. That said, Top Esports on top of the ball in terms of getting these grubs for themselves. Looks like they will be able to clean up all three. Shun not in position to show up here and try to contest any of them. And Viper takes a pretty big chunk in that bottom side as well from Jiachi.
Or anything. As you can do some damage with Nash's on Azir, as, oh, that is a Death Realm cast for 369 that does cancel the Q channel, but Shun is here again once this expires.
And no flash once he gets out this time. He's going to have to try to take a long walk back, but nowhere to go. They donate the kill to Knight off the Mega Inferno Bomb. And Cream is ahead in gold for right now, but funneling that gold over to the Ziggs, definitely going to make life difficult. Nio going to pop the Subjugate on towards Bin. Seems to think he has an angle to chase this guy down. Flashes after him to chomp him again. And Nio will solo kill Bin in defense of the top lane tower.
Battle. I'm going to prefer the Ziggs and the Sivir later on.
Oh, showing up off the spellbook teleport. Jiachi nowhere to go. And Viper going to brawl with him. Jiachi flashes away, able to pick up Viper with the double up. Just waits too long. BLG can't make the play fast enough.
Get the trade kill. So that's going to hopefully help him get an earlier BT. Well played by Jiachi to get out of that scenario the best he could.
Jackie Love's vacation just got extended by 1 extra week. Jiachi showing up in the bottom lane here. Is 369 getting attacked in the top once again, and this guy just cannot catch a break. Knight going to get himself another.
This is one where...
Uh-oh.
All right, a little bit of a miscalc there. That's all right. They ran out of minions. But this is another part of why I'm a little bit cautiously... was kind of cautious about this Mordekaiser from 369 in this game, and do like how Knight has punished that pick.
They've got Prio in bot lane. Cream pushing in mid. They are well set up to be able to start this one off, and Shun looking in from the outside without clear vision on it. Now getting it spotted by that ward over the wall. Shun going to jump over, look to steal, throws down Supreme Display of Talent, snags the dragon, flashes away. Nio going to try to chase him down, can't get over the wall. Feng Yue and Cream, it's their job now. Shun going to be able to slip back over on the other side. Feng Yue slams him into the wall and will give that kill on over. Now Cream going to be able to shuffle back on, who will flash away over the wall himself. Nobody going to drop on the Top Esports side as Cream able to dance away from some further bouncing bombs.
The fight, or like around a Ziggs not being there, because Cream and Jiachi might be able to play out something cleaner. That said, 369 might be forced to ult here to get out of the dive.
Oh, doesn't manage
Never
to
mind.
channel Death Realm in time. He had Feng Yue en route, but just doesn't have the time, doesn't have the opportunity. And now Knight's about to execute another tower, although Rift Herald doing a lot of work in mid lane. Will pick up an outer for Jiachi, and will get plenty more gold into himself and Nio.
Yeah, I mean, 369 is just under siege from the Ziggs. I love how they're moving the Ziggs into the Mordekaiser lane. Mordekaiser struggles with wave clear, and it's great to see him do so again in Split 1 of 2016.
Nio subjugated Bin down here. It's come and gone already, and Bin is still looking plenty healthy. Although, looking at this attempt in the bottom side, Shun thought he had an angle onto Feng Yue and Jiachi, but it's going to be Jiachi who walks away with the kill. Mega Inferno Bomb does a boatload, though, and takes Feng Yue very, very low. But Jiachi strong enough with the Bloodthirster, keeps the fight going. Viper comes in from the bottom side. Viper now in a 1 versus 4 will finally be able to claim Jiachi's life. He also gets a bouncing bomb.
Through. Great combo from Knight, synergized here with On.
Already with a second dragon to their name during that exchange, and working towards stacking up that potential Hextech Soul.
Look, I think it's Top Esports right now. I would much rather fight 2 items than 3 items. 3 items, you're risking going up against an IE Sivir and a Deathcap Ziggs. I think fighting now on this 2-item spike, they're going to be a much happier team doing so than fighting 3. So that makes this next Dragon or a potential early Baron big for me. But meanwhile, 369, he's been set behind all game. That's going to continue here.
Yeah, he just throws out the Death Realm for a nice trade with the Scion, which, yeah, good for you, buddy, but you do fall down afterwards. Engage towards mid. Knight able to clean up a nice and easy kill onto the jungler off that knock-up from On. And more gold being funneled over towards Knight. Meanwhile, Jiachi getting collapsed on by the rest of the squad. Will trade back onto Viper once again. Makes it a 1-for-1.
For Scion, make sure they can farm the 3rd wave and quell the threat of the 1 turret that Top Esports were threatening in that one. So, oh, hold on. They might threaten Bin, though. TP coming in from Knight.
Yue and Cream combo to get that stun up against the Emperor's Divide, but Bin is so tanky. He's staying alive. Cream can't stay in range. On is in here to distract him, gets a nice double knockup, but he'll be focused down. He drops as well. And now in comes Shun trying to knock back in. Cream will isolate him and hand the kill to his mid laner, but Bin's got nowhere to go. He fails the flash, and it will be a 2-for-1 in favor of Top Esports.
Honestly, kind of a wild series. 369 probably going to fall after the Death Realm. What was that from Nio?
Oh,
goes straight to
nearly
Viper.
able to take down Shun, but instead Nio arrives to the fight to be able to clean that up. TP coming in. This was Feng Yue off of the Summoner's Spellbook, but Nio's just taking so much damage from Knight. Knocked into the wall. Bullet time by Jiachi. Jiachi gets another. Viper steps up, finishes off Feng Yue. Trades back and forth all across the board. 13-13 on the scoreboard. Point here, Nio. Already making life tough for them with the pillar. Knight already used the satchel charge as well. He can't really get away from this. It's a stun into the wall. It's onto Shun, but Mega Inferno Bomb lands on a 3. Cream in the middle of nowhere. Spell Shield comes out from Viper, and Cream completely wastes the engage. Nio now left out to dry, focused down by the rest of BLG, and they get 3 in an instant.
I do not like how Cream played that fight. I think it was a great reaction flash by Knight, but Cream going in that early. Yeah, I feel like that's going to move down Cream to the crop. We can't play Torpedo here like that. Not in this season. As, okay, 369 is going to Death Realm Bin, but what happens afterwards?
He dies, Cubby. He dies. And let's see how that plays out. He flashes back away. Down he goes regardless. And BLG, you know, there's still 5 or 3 on the map.
I feel like that was the last chance for Top Esports. It's no longer a sole point. I think they get outscaled from here. Viper's going to have IE completed. Knight did have death cap for that fight. On sour there, Cream. I don't know what the attempt was as we tried to make that play. And him torpedoing himself in there through a line that I feel like you really cannot cross, that you have to fight on.
Still able to escape that potential collapse.
Oh my god, Knight's too good, man. Knight is too good. Oh, Cream
gets out of there.
Caught.
Yeah, Shun is here now too. Cream is going to fall down as well. Knight just hosed that play completely. And Feng Yue just going to try to escape from this with his life. Oh, On gets prevented from being able to get up against the wall there by a nicely placed pillar. But, oh boy, Cream is dead.
I find so much joy in just watching Knight really, like, oh, wait, On?
Oh, On turning this right back around,
That's
finds a two-man knockup. Is a little bit far away from the rest of the team. Bullet time going to be opened up. Doesn't land mostly onto the cow, though, and Feng Yue is going to be the one who falls the lowest. Jiachi is slowed down. Bin finds the knockup, and Bin finds Jiachi. Close out this game the way that he has thus far, and
I will
each
say,
and every
Gordo,
one of them well-deserved.
I think that our broadcast voted Knight MVP twice and was not won by him in split 2 or 3, as that's a dead poppy.
And they're about to clean themselves up a soul point of their own. Top Esports' ability to contest this, pre-hosed by that earlier pick in mid.
Will be a reset advantage going over to BLG, but Bin's alone top. On's rotating, going to find the Trundle.
Yeah, but who's gatching who here? Because Bin's just going to wander on down. Jiachi back at half HP. In the same instant, he comes right out of the base. Down it goes Feng Yue once again. 369 going to be the next focus. He flashes, but misses On, who's flashed back into the bush. Now he's getting deeper behind enemy lines inside the Death Realm. On going to punt him away, and out he comes. Down he goes. Knight going to be able to find that kill as Bin steps forward. No fear in his eyes as he knows he can tank whatever Top Esports can throw at him. Viper stepping forward with the boomerang blades. Finally wins a 1v1 with Jiachi. Knight going to be able to pick off Cream, and Top Esports crumble.
Fans are decisive as game 1, but nonetheless, it seems like a dominant win here for BLG. A little bit more chaos, but still, BLG, I think, hands down, better team on the day. As Nio does not have a flash, does not have a way into the pit, and no hope at stealing the Baron here for Top Esports. BLG. Attack this Mordekaiser, one that, again, I feel like is very warranted in this draft. Mordekaiser should struggle against Ziggs. BLG's done a very good job of that.
Bin up in the front line. He finds Cream straight up, knocks him out of the shifting sands, and down he goes. Knight claims another life for himself.
we got outhandsed by On, and then we ate a decimating smash. I feel like Cream wants to go back to the fridge, as he's being fridged early in this one, Gordo. And BLG looking to take care of business on this push.
Bin walks up slowly and down smashes and finds Cream. Nowhere for him to go. And it's going to be Knight just continuing to rain hell on the rest of the top esports lineup as they desperately try to stay alive.
Yeah, that Zigzag damage is pretty big at this point. I think they're going to call it at that.
But he does have Knight chucking bombs away. Cream trying to come in on the flank, but spotted and marked by Viper. Bin now up here in the face of 3. Does take a fair bit of a chunk there. Jiachi, one who can actually deal damage to him, at least if exposed to him for a while. Mega Inferno Bomb finds Jiachi, though, and he's just got to stand still and hit minions to sustain through it. 369 gets blown up by Knight, and Shun finds the carries into the back line, isolates both Cream and Jiachi, and top Esports are hosed. A triple kill to Shun. BLG 5 for 0. Clean ace to close out this series.
BLG are ascending top esports. I would say that they're persevering. It's definitely not a state of nirvana, as things are on fire over there in the top esports camp. The vets are not helping the youngins be incorporated, as frankly, I think that I can see almost more problems from 369 and Cream